New Yorkers are very focused on the race for mayor, which probably means a lot of people are going to get into that voting booth without putting much thought into the questions on the back of the ballot. We have told you about the 6 ballot proposals that are there. We are going to focus this next discussion on the housing question. So that is question 2, question 3, and question 4. Matt Murphy is with us this morning, Executive Director of the NYU Furman Center, coming in to break down some of these ballot questions. Good to have you with us this morning.
Thank you, Pat. Happy to be here.
This has been a fantastically engaging race for mayor.
Absolutely.
Which means that somebody might find it a surprise to really have to consider these questions, but they're important, and to just come in and blindly pick yes or no is a problem.
Absolutely. And some of the most technical questions that housing policy offers in New York City.
Well, and we've seen that with some of these ballot questions in the past where you literally have to think hard to unravel whether yes means yes or whether yes means no.
Yes, yeah.
So let's go through these one at a time. Question 2 on the ballot, and I'll read this here. Fast track affordable housing to build more affordable housing across the city, essentially shortening the development process or the rezoning process. What should people know about that one?
So this ballot question is actually 2 parts, and people should know that what they're weighing in on is essentially the process for which affordable housing gets approved. And by affordable housing, I mean the type of income-restricted housing you'd see if you're applying on NYC Housing Connect. The first part is something called the Fast Track Zoning Action. And this essentially creates a path for the type of projects that the Department of Housing Preservation and Development finances. So kind of strict affordable housing on Housing Connect. And the idea here is that there's a faster path for these to be approved. Instead of going through the City Council, these go through the Board of Standards and Appeals.
Which gets to the heart of some of these issues in the first place, is they ended up here in the context of a push and pull between the Adams administration and the City Council. So that idea of City Council control plays into all of these. Ballot question number 3, simplify review of modest housing and infrastructure projects, meant to get smaller projects done faster.
Yeah, I think of this as kind of nooks and crannies. These are projects that are slowed down in the process when there is a need to go through a big public review process. And instead, this is meant to change the orientation and say that if this is a smaller or more modest type of rezoning, something that isn't a big tower, something that's about 4 or 5 stories, then there's a faster path to do that than the big bad process we have now, known as ULURP. This is actually now known as ELURP.
I've heard the ULURP acronym so many times that it brings back some stress. Yeah. Ballot question number 4, establish an affordable housing appeals board with council, borough, and citywide representation. Again, give me your perspective on that and whether that reflects the mayor's office trying to take something away from the council.
Well, the whole gist of all of these proposals is to reshape how things happen when housing is on for public approval by the council. So all 3 of these are meant to expedite. They're meant to get things built faster. Ballot question 4 shapes it in a way that says there can no longer be one person that essentially says no to development. There has to be another pathway. And the appeals board is meant to kind of reshape those dynamics so that there's more people weighing in at the end of the process in case somebody tries to say no from the beginning. Now the mayor, the borough president of the affected borough, and the city council speaker can all have a 3-person vote to say this can go forward.
The council has had a long-standing policy of what they call member deference, that if it's your neighborhood where the project is being built, that everybody else is supposed to listen to you.
Exactly, and what's happened is that we've had not only kind of a shortage of housing, we have also had an uneven production of housing. We have 7 community districts that in the last 15 years have produced no low-income housing units whatsoever. That's a problem in modern New York City where the housing needs are so diverse and where we have a true shortage of not just overall housing, but low-income housing too.
Thanks for helping us to dig into this morning.
Thank you, Pat.
Matt Murphy with the Furman Center. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your communities, click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV for the latest news and weather updates every 10 minutes and more. We'll see you then.